will all embrace the wise words of our speaker, Lukas Kassatly. As we resume this time-honored tradition of senior speeches together here in the Whole Fine Arts Theater, I wish to offer a very special welcome to Lukas's parents, Edward and Jutta Kassatly, as well as Lukas's younger brother, Alex. We also have Lukas's fellow thespians, gearheads, and techies. Would you join me in extending a warm welcome to them all? Now, Lukas joined the prep community in the 10th grade. I received emails about a new student joining my advisory, and I happily reached out to help him with the schedule. On a warm summer day, Lukas and his mother walked through prep's halls for the very first time. I gave them a personal tour and as many tips as I could to help him envision himself going through his daily life here. And Lukas did indeed become part of the prep community. He has been an advocate on the student council, currently serving as president, running our weekly assembly, among other duties. He squints into the bright lights of the stage, bringing the audience to the brink of hysteria as Cogsworth in Beauty and the Beast. And then he helps solve all kinds of security puzzles and challenges with the Cyber Club. Last year, he won a $2,500 scholarship competing in a cyber competition. And 2 years ago, Lukas participated with the cyber team when they won first in state in the Cyber Patriot competition. I feel safer knowing that Lukas is fighting the good fight against cybercrime. As if his rigorous academic load were not enough, Lukas squeezes in time for extra science experiments with the science club, and then makes a racket on the court as a member of Prep's varsity tennis team, going all the way to state last year. Lukas somehow bends time to his will as he fits in hours of drama rehearsals with tennis practice, his academic and governmental responsibilities, and also somehow a social life. With so many stressors, there is little wonder that Lukas has chosen a topic that will help even the most overtaxed junior or worried senior make it through their next exam. Since Lukas has moved rather frequently, he has found his niche at school. And I'm so glad that Lukas has found a home here at Prep. Please help me welcome him to the stage.
Before I start, I'd like to take a moment to thank my friends and family for giving me the opportunity to have such an amazing final year. Has anyone here drank coffee recently? Show of hands, please. The immediate reaction to that coffee may have been an instant burst of energy, or even a slightly accelerated digestive tract. Now, who here starts every day with coffee? You feel you need it to survive, correct? Well, I'm here to tell you that receiving physical touch daily in the form of, let's say, a hug, is as much and more necessary than drinking your morning coffee. Let's start with the basics. Coffee gives you energy, right? Well, think about hugs as a sort of happy drug. When humans hug, touch, or even sit close to one another, a hormone known as oxytocin is produced, also known as the cuddle hormone. This hormone is a combatant of high blood pressure, and even counteracts the hormone, and I'm going to butcher this name, norepinephrine, or the stress hormone. So next time you're feeling stressed at school, or in life, or you just had a Let's Connect with Mr. Jives, ask for a hug. It might help you. Increasing happiness is an extremely important aspect in giving and receiving hugs. But just in case I haven't convinced you enough, how would you feel if I told you that physical touch and hugs can prevent you from becoming sick? A study by the National Center for Biotechnology Information in 2014 evaluated perceived affection in healthy adults, much of that affection coming in the form of hugs. After 2 weeks of differing levels of perceived affection in adults, they were exposed to the virus that causes a common cold. The people with higher perceived affection had significantly less severe colds, and the adults that were mostly isolated during the 2-week period exhibited more severe symptoms. This data shows that social support and hugging can decrease the likelihood of getting ill, along with the severity of said illness. Not only does physical touch decrease the severity of viruses, but one study also by the National Center for Biotechnology Information in 2005 concluded that cardiovascular health can be improved with the support of an affectionate partner. This conclusion was made after adults were categorized into either a physical contact group or a no contact group. When faced with the task of public speaking after treatment, the physical contact group exhibited significantly less stress and a lower heart rate overall. This shows that hugs also significantly decrease blood pressure and even decrease nervousness in the form of, let's say, stage fright. So you heard it, seniors. If you're nervous before your speech, go ahead and give someone a hug. It might help you, I'm sure. So we've established that hugs are amazing for both the body and mind. But how many hugs do we really need? With the coronavirus taking over our lives in recent years and touch being continually deprived from people, humans have not gotten the necessary amount of hugs to maintain happiness and healthiness. A good hug can mean different things to different people. Some like them, some don't. Even within Prep's own community, we have differing opinions on the matter. Annabelle loves hugs, saying that, quote, "A good hug to me is warm and comforting. It can make my worst days just a little bit better, and it helps me feel closer to the person I'm hugging," end quote. Faye says that, quote, "Hugs make me feel very loved and appreciated, and they improve my mood. The people that I hug are the people that I trust the most," end quote. Horna, on the other hand, not the biggest fan of hugs, and expresses her feelings as follows, quote, "I don't really like hugs, but I guess a good one once in a while makes me feel better if it's from the right person," end quote. Whether you are the biggest hugger on the planet, or just like a hug once in a while, humans need that physical contact to survive. Family therapist Virginia Sater said that, quote, "We need 4 hugs a day for survival. We need 8 hugs a day for maintenance. We need 12 hugs a day for growth," end quote. 4 hugs for survival. Who here thinks they get 4 hugs per day in order to survive? Not many Americans do. This has gotten increasingly worse in recent years, with coronavirus taking over our lives. During quarantine especially, it was often very difficult for Americans and people around the world to be exposed to an appropriate amount of physical touch. So, how can Americans work on improving the well-being of themselves and their neighbors? Firstly, it's important to understand that there is a great variety of physical affection that can be given or received. This video shows some common forms of affection between humans, specifically in the form of a hug.
These are 6 of the most common types of hugs and what each of them mean. Number 1, the side hug expresses friendliness, warmth, and kindness. This is an appropriate display of affection for when you aren't very close to someone. Number 2, the flirty hug is meant to convey romantic attraction, affectionate, intimate, and sweet. It's a definite sign that the other person is attracted to you. Number 3, the long hug triggers the release of oxytocin, the love hormone, in your brain. It's more comforting, loving, and warm, conveys that you love them and want to be there for them. Number 4, the romantic hug, more so about love rather than desire or passion. This pose expresses intimacy, fondness, and familiarity. Number 5, the bear hug, is intended to be playful, lighthearted, and fun, and feels like you're worth protecting. And number 6, the reverse hug, is a gentle but sweet affirmation of someone's feelings for you. It makes you feel safe, protected, and cared for.
Well, which one was your favorite? In case you're wondering what my favorite is, I really enjoy the bear hug, both receiving and giving it, because this type of hug makes people feel safe. And for me personally, it's a very nice feeling to feel safe, or to make someone else feel safe. So, all of these are great. But let's say you're home alone, super stressed about school, the SAT is tomorrow, and you're just having a really difficult time. Give yourself a hug. Yeah, I know it sounds silly, but I'm serious. Giving a self-hug has almost identical benefits to a traditional hug, with the added bonus of self-compassion. You may be asking, how do I give myself a hug? Well, I'm here to teach you. First, hold your arms around your body. Yes, I know it's going to look silly, but it is proven to have positive effects. Now, hold on to yourself with your hands. Hold your shoulders or your side, whatever feels comfortable. Now imagine the type of hug that you want. A strong one, a gentle one, an intense one, whatever you feel that you need. Now hug. Squeeze yourself with just the pressure you're looking for. I often use that technique to make myself feel better and relieve anxiety when I'm having an especially bad day. Or I'm really angry about something and I just need to calm down. So, humans like hugs and physical touch. Okay, but what about animals? It doesn't take a study to realize that animals like dogs or cats love cuddling. But what about monkeys? Harry Harlow's monkey experiment. Harry Harlow was an American psychologist. The idea behind Harlow's famous experiment was to prove or disprove the theory that infants become attached to their mother due to their providing of food. After isolating infant monkeys and letting them develop on their own, Harlow observed an attachment to their cloth diapers. He hypothesized that this was due to lack of physical contact, and set out to prove as much. 2 inanimate surrogate mothers, one made from wire and wood, and the other made from foam rubber and cloth. 2 conditions. The milk bottle was with the wood mother, or the milk bottle was with the cloth mother. In both situations, the infants spent considerably more time with the inanimate cloth mother. Even when the wire mother had the food, the monkeys very quickly returned back to the comfort of the cloth. This experiment proved that in new and stressful situations, the monkeys returned back to the cloth mother for comfort, which can be translated to human need for physical contact. So, if humans need physical touch so badly, how come people in America are deprived of it? Different countries throughout the world view hugging and physical touch in different ways. America, Canada, Britain, Australia, and New Zealand are considered low-contact countries, while the rest of the world is relatively high contact. A common example of this is the French custom of cheek kissing. Another interesting observation is that men in Arabian, African, and Asian countries often hold hands as a sign of brotherhood, while that may signify a romantic relationship in other parts of the world. Patting on the head is also another interesting example, being tabooed in Thailand, but widely seen as a form of affection in Japan or Korea. Not only do different social norms play into American society, receiving less than a healthy amount of physical touch, but understanding boundaries can also play a major role in receiving and giving physical affection as a society. Now, this slide is especially important to me, because while I personally love physical touch, it has to be understood that other people may be uncomfortable. The easiest way to combat this is to simply ask, hey, can I give you a hug? And always respecting other people's boundaries. This can be especially important in places such as the workplace or school, where physical contact may not be as common due to the high formality environment. If you're a natural hugger, it might be a better idea to take a step back and start with a few friendly handshakes before you ask for a hug, so as to confirm you're not making anyone around you uncomfortable. So, why is this important to me? I'll be honest. In the past, I wasn't the biggest hugger in the world, but in recent years, during my time at prep, I've realized the significance and health benefits of a hug, or even a handshake. I understand that many people are not comfortable with physical touch from their friends or acquaintances, but maybe go home tonight, give your loved ones a hug, and see how it makes them feel. See how it makes you feel. As a final message to the senior class, I know college can and will be stressful, and many of us will be leaving our friends and family to go to a whole new environment. I urge all of you to focus on your mental health, and don't put the stresses of your classes or the stresses of your peers ahead of your own well-being. So go ahead, give yourself a hug. Thank you.